Hey guys, Owen Rigler, Midwest Whitetail here. Today we're going to go over paper tuning a bow, show you how I set that up. I've had a bunch of guys asking me to tune their bow for them, so we're going to go one step further and show you guys how to do it so you can set your own up. So let's dive right into it. First thing I'm going to do, most manufacturers want your center shot from your riser to the center of the arrow or arrow rest to be about 13/16. So that's a good starting point. So that's what we'll do on this. Actually, I'll set that arrow in there. Okay, and we're right on 13/16. So that's a good starting point. Now, when you paper tune, you can move that rest left and right a little bit. I don't like to go more than an 1/8 inch either direction. If it's more than that, then I'll start shimming the cams and move the cams left and right to move the string. So that's our center shot. For our nock height, I like to just set the arrow level. If you're just setting this up, I would recommend just tying your D-loop in without your tie-ins to start with. That way you can twist your D-loop up or down to adjust your nock height. So this one's already ready to roll as far as the tie-ins. So if you need to, you can adjust your rest up and down, but you got to remember that also changes your timing of your rest too with the cord. So don't forget that. Well, we're at 13/16. We're sitting level on our arrow. The other thing I like to do is sight down my bottom cam with the string. I'll line that up and then I'll look down my arrow. And this one is headed off to the left. So normally I like that to be right down the pipe, but it is set at 13/16, so we'll go ahead and shoot it and see if we get a tear, and then we'll adjust from there. Now this is a friend's bow, so I'll do the initial tune on it and then I'll have him shoot it because it's real hard to tune somebody else's bow perfectly, but we can get it pretty close. And I've had people ask too, if you're shooting downhill at the target like we are here, if that gives you a false tear. And it will enhance, like say a high tear, it'll make it look a little worse than it is, but a bullet hole's a bullet hole. So if the point goes in and the fletchings follow, I mean a bullet hole will still be a bullet hole, even at a little angle. All right, so we got a left tear, looks like about 3/4, maybe 1 inch left. So we'll adjust our center shot. Left tear means you need to move your rest to the right or your string to the left if you were adjusting that. So we'll adjust the rest first. So on a left tear, we're going to move this rest to the right. And I'm going to do what I normally do, which is sight down the cam, line the string up with the cam, and then look at the arrow. And I'm going to run the arrow right down the pipe. So that's what we're going to do on this. Just micro adjusting that over. Like I said, I'm sighting down the string and the cam, lining that up, and then looking at my arrow where that sits in relation to the string. Now, if we had had a high or low tear with that left tear, I would adjust that first, because sometimes that'll change your left tear. It'll make it a lot better, or sometimes correct it altogether. So, but we did not. It was basically straight left, so no adjustment there. Way better. Let's take a look at this one. Maybe a slight left tear there, tiny bit. I might bump that just a hair to the right again, but that's pretty close. Yep, just a hair left. So let's make one more adjustment and see what we can do with it. What do we get, guys? Oh, buddy, it's tough to get much better than that. So that's about as good as you're going to get paper tuning. The only thing I would do in addition to that is some fine tuning, a walk back tune, and then a bare shaft tune, which is a whole nother video. But as far as a paper tune, that is a great starting point. That'll get you headed in the right direction. Just to recap, guys, what I would do is set my arrow level to start. If you get a nock high tear, you'll move your nock down or move your rest up. You know, if it's the opposite, you do the opposite. On the center shot, if you're getting a left tear, move your rest right, right tear, move your rest left. So that'll get you headed in the right direction. Hope this helps you guys.